Broke camp at 6:23 this morning and saying goodbye to my little lake that I camped next to last night. Heading north. I don't know where I am, but I'm making good time. Sun's just getting up too, and so far it's lit up half this valley that I'm going into. Very small pond. Whoa. Buddy, I better not catch any of them snowmobiling bastards around here today. If I do, I'll give them an earful. That early morning sun. After feeling a little blah in the afternoon yesterday, I ended up finishing strong and I did 20 miles. So that was a pretty good day. And I did 24 the day before. So a 24 and a 20 here at the tail end of the Sierra is, I'm pleased with that. And speaking of the Sierra, I guess I'm running to the end of the Sierra section as far as the PCT folks are concerned, because soon I switch over to a different map and a mapping app, and it's known as Northern California. The first one I used was Southern Cal. Second one was the Sierra. And so the third one is Northern California. And either today or my next hiking day is my last day for using the Sierra section. So that's kind of interesting that I might be done with the Sierra. Still tons of mountain ranges. I don't know exactly when I enter the Klamath or Cascades. This is the 6th mountain range so far out of 8. I can hear a creek down here to the left of me. This must be the time of year for wildflowers, because there's just been so many. And I wished I could have filmed them all. But all these beautiful, tall, purple flowers. These yellow guys are everywhere. And I got little white little things, kind of like daisies. Over here, some tiny little pink guys. And then here you go, some purple and yellow. Here's some little like buttercup types that are pinkish. Anybody else? I just walked a couple feet up the trail and I've got these orangish, reddish, I don't know what color that is. And then these purple and then the yellow. Yeah, I walked 5 feet and found more. They're everywhere, I love it. It's 7 o'clock and the valley's waking up. Hear a lot of songbirds. In the distance I can hear a good-sized creek, probably the one I went over earlier. I was up in there when I started. Mostly a lot of little ups and downs today. I've got just two 700-foot ascents, and I just started one of them, so nothing too crazy in the climb department. It's a pretty valley. I think I'll mark this spot and build a cabin here too. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm getting ready to depart this valley where I spent last night. I was up in there, up towards the top where those there's a couple of lakes. This is a good example of a saddle, if you can see that. And I'm crossing over into a new valley here. No wind yet today. That's good. Maybe there's an inversion set up. Well, I guess I'm too high for an inversion, temperature inversion. So here's the new valley I've not seen before. I'm heading into. Of course, it's pretty as usual. You know, I feel like I'm on a wildflower tour. I really hit it just right. Because they're all out blooming. Fortunately, nothing has affected my hay fever. It hasn't kicked in. Got a little bit of a rise here. See what's... I like the orange. See what's on the other side. I haven't quite reached the top of this 700-foot climb. That's about as nice as it gets. Wish I had a buck for every yellow flower I see. I can see some smoke in that far valley over there. You probably can't. You're looking right into the sun. So they're still dealing with that forest fire. There were several airplanes flew over it. I guess they're dumping water yesterday. Anyway, the psychology of mountain climbing to the top of a mountain is so funny. And I keep having to relearn the same lesson over and over and over. You always think that the next, you can see the top, and when you get there, it's never the top. Never. It's not even the top before the top. You go, you think, you look up there, you're down, looking up, your vantage point's always looking up, and you see, okay, it looks like I got up at there, and that's it. You get up there, no, you go around a corner, it goes up even further. It's like, oh man. So you go around that one, because this is it. Now you're at the top. No, you're not at the top. And it goes on and on and on. It's so funny. You get disenchanted, and like I thought for sure, this is it. You know, I've been climbing up here for over a half hour. This had to be it. But no. That's it up there. I have to climb up. I can see a switchback in here, and then up and over and out that notch in that area up in there. So, I swear, if I was climbing up Mount Everest and I got to the top, there would still be another peak that I would have to go to personally to make it to the top, or one after that or after that. I guess you could say I'm becoming cynical on this stuff. But I should know better by now. It happens every time. Maybe once I learn my lesson, then it'll stop. But I still got a ways to go to get up to there. That's several hundred feet. This size and type of rock is hell to walk on. You would think that after sitting here for millennia it would be all in place, but every one of them feels like it goes through the bottom of your shoe, and here we go, normal stuff. But the trail maintainers and the trail builders have to go with what the mountain gives them. They're not going to bring up a gravel truck with the right exact size rock to accommodate hikers. So when you get through one of those patches of that big gravel, they're no fun. Wasn't dangerous though, nice wide path. No danger of falling off. So that's good. Maybe that's the top. No, it's never the top. According to this sign, I'm in Carson Pass. I've already had 3 fake tops. Oh, look, this goes downhill. Of course, this could be the old, go downhill a little bit, then go back uphill, fake-a-rooney, which I have fallen for so many times. Oh, see, it keeps going down there. Nice lake. If you're keeping tabs at home, I just passed Frog Lake and the junction for Lake Winnemucca. How many times in your life do you get to use the word Winnemucca? Winnemucca, 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 bum bum bum, Winnemucca, bum bum bum, Winnemucca. I just went past the lake Winnemucca, bum ba dum bum bum bum. Look at this big, wide, easy trail. I feel like I'm being spoiled here. It feels like it's like the Autobahn. This is great. Staying some more of this stuff. Well, first of all, this is like the newest sign I've seen. And now I'm going to attempt to say the name of the wilderness I'm departing. Moklamine. Gosh, I hope I didn't butcher that. 48 different wilderness areas that we walk through. And I'm just now departing that one. And heading into whatever's next, I guess. I'm at the Carson Pass station. Having a Coke and some Oreos that these really kind folks who volunteer to work here have brought to give us as snacks for those PCT hikers. I've been weighing myself every so often as I go along whenever I come across some scales. They had a set of scales in there. And I now weigh 173 after starting at just over 220. So in 82 days, I've lost 47 pounds, which is too much. So I got to do something different. I won't make it at this rate. I can't finish hiking at 102 pounds, you know. So I gotta increase my calorie intake somehow. I was surprised that, and the scale actually doesn't even start at 0. It starts at like at 3 pounds. So it could be a few more pounds that I've lost. But 47 pounds in 82 days is excessive. The thing is, when you start hiking, from the literature I read, you burn about 4,000 to 6,000 calories a day, which is really high. But then when you get to the Sierra, it's more like 6,000 to 10,000 calories a day. And 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. So it's just pure math. It adds up. I really can't eat much more. Maybe I have to eat more calorie-dense stuff. I'm not hungry. I mean, I eat whenever I'm hungry, so I'm not starving myself. I eat as much as I can. I just gotta eat more high-calorie food. 47 pounds. Is that possible? I'm leaving Carson Pass. Had a nice little visit here. I appreciate the hospitality of the volunteers at the station up here. And Carson Pass, just a little trivia for you, is 8,590 feet about. And for comparison's sake, the highest point on the entire Appalachian Trail is 6,625 feet near Clingman's Dome. So it's like 2,000 feet below this. For the past 300 and some miles, I've been higher than the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. It sounds strange, but I know for the folks who are hiking that trail that when they get near Clingman's Dome and they get the high point, it's a pretty big deal. But that's been several thousand feet below me now for weeks, just to show you the elevation difference. And like our highest point is Forester Pass, 13,320. It's almost exactly double what the high point on the Appalachian Trail is. Of course, comparing the two trails is like apples and oranges. They both have their pluses and minuses, but when it comes to elevation, we are way, way, way up higher. And like I say, just even today, I had to come down to get to this pass. I'm still about 2,000 feet higher than the highest point on the AT. All right, so I'm entering the El Dorado National Forest, apparently. So I'll just see what's got. Well, if you came here to go fishing for trout, you can't catch any. 0 trout and no bait. I wonder what kind of fishing that is. Must be you have to catch anything but trout. And artificial lures are okay. It's interesting. Looking back towards Carson Pass, that's a really nice stand of pine down there. You probably can't see, but there's a little lake on the right. Snow-covered peaks. I think the pass is up in there. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's the peeking out over the top is smoke from the fire, which I keep getting further and further away from. I really love it when I get to the top of these mountains here, get way up high, and then lo and behold, there's a lake or a pond. That's so cool. I see a trail up there. Is that me? Did I miss a turnoff or something? This is the trail, but I see another one over on the left, and then posts going up there. 1, 2, 3, 4 posts. Well, maybe I'll end up there eventually. I'll just stay here, see where I end up. Okay, now it's clear what I do. All right, that's what I needed. Concise directions. Trail is, I can see it down there, taking me down into that valley, the meadow, and a little bit of forest going on. could listen to these bird calls all day. This is different, being in the middle of a meadow. Surrounded by these nice mountains. Still got snow in spots. .360 of the meadow. And off we go. I just happened to see this roof over here, and according to Half Mile, this is historic mice cabin. Somebody lived out here in the middle of nowhere, and I mean the middle of nowhere. I'll go see what the placard says on it. Mice, M-E-I-S-S. I think I'm saying that right. What do we got here? Welcome to the Mice Family Cabin. Built by a pioneer, Louis Mice. He came in 1842. He bought 1,000 acres here. And his wife and 10 kids. And they built a 2-story frame cabin, which has been refurbished. And they had a ranch. And that went up until 1905. And then they sold the land in 36. And then in 65, the Forest Service bought the land, acquired the land for public use. Isn't that something? Over 100 years ago. 150 years ago, I guess. 12 people lived there. That's pretty cool. Man, when you come out here, make a life out of this, that's pretty tough. Go out the other way. You got to have some kind of backbone, fortitude. Big old cattle ranch, though, 1,000 acres. I mean, look at all this meadow. Cows would love this stuff. Plenty of water. So when it comes to grazing, yeah, I could see cows would do really well here. Not much of a social life. Stop for a short break in this meadow here. Is this beautiful or what? Look at the blue sky. Could it be any bluer? I don't think so. That's the way I'm going. This is what's straight in front of me. Nice facing on that mountain over there. It's like a canyon wall. Meadow. And that's the way I came, right there. Some big pine trees here. I'm sitting under one. So I was doing some mental calculations, which I know for me is kind of hard to do. But 82 days, 47 pounds lost. Trying to figure out what my daily calorie deficit is. So it turns out that 47 divided by 82 is 0.57. And then you multiply that times how many calories equals a pound. And that's 3,500. It works out that's exactly 2,000 calories per day on the button. That's if I was wanting a round figure, it couldn't be any rounder than 2,000. So my problem is I've got to figure out how to make up 2,000 calories a day. Either I got to consume that much more or burn that much less, or a combination of those two. It's probably going to be a combination of those two. 2,000 calories a day. Since day one, I have been slacking on. But that's a lot of food. 2,000 calories is a ton of food to eat. Maybe I can increase my calorie uptake by 1,000 and then lower my daily burning by 1,000. And the only way to do that, I think, is less hours per day. I don't see the point of going slower. That doesn't really make any sense. I'm walking 11 to 13 hours a day. It's not uncommon to do 12, 13-hour days. And that seems to be longer than what most people do. So that would be one option. And I'm thinking maybe there's some drinks, some energy drinks, powders that I can, right now I just drink water, right? So there's no calories. I add a little bit of flavoring, but I don't think there's any calories in the flavoring. I mean, eating more food means bringing more food, and I have to force it down me. So possibly finding some high energy powdered drinks that I can mix would be, like Carnation instant breakfast or something from a, Joe Weider, muscle place, something like that. I'll have to look on Amazon. I think I've got options. Just got to figure it out. I can't let this continue. Sure is a pretty day, though. When the PCT was created, it wasn't built from scratch, per se. What they did was they looked at all the existing trails and incorporated a bunch of them and then filled in the gaps. So like not too long ago, I was on the John Muir Trail and the PCT. Back down in Southern California, there were Boy Scout trails. And I mean, the PCT is built on a lot of different Boy Scout trails. Right here, it's the Tahoe Rim Trail. So I've met a number of hikers today who are on the Tahoe Rim Trail. Me? I'm still on the PCT. That's one of the biggest lakes I've seen so far. I'm assuming that's Lake Tahoe.